Hello, I'm getting vaccinated.
This is what it's like in your 40s.
One of the depressing things about life is filling in personal forms. At first, you're ticking the box that says aged 18 to 24 and things are all cool. But before long, you're like me and you're ticking the box that says aged 45 to 54, essentially grouping you in with people who are approaching their 60s. But for once, being in that category has paid off because I can get a jab to help protect me from blimmin' COVID.
This is what it's like in your 40s.
Once it became clear that people aged 45 and over, like myself, are eligible for the jab, it was a pretty easy process to just go on the NHS website and book in my vaccination. Now, as a lot of people who watch this are a fair bit younger than me and won't be getting their jab for a while, I thought it'd be a lovely idea to document the experience, to show you all what it's like. First off, I'm going to exit through that door there and walk to the vaccination centre. It's going to take about 10 or 15 minutes, but for an experienced walker like me, that is no problem at all. So what I thought I'd do on the way is regale you with some brilliant vaccine anecdotes that I've got from my long past. Then I realised I haven't really got any vaccine anecdotes that I can remember. I've got a couple of small incidents which I could tell you about, which I suppose I might as well because I've got a bit of time to fill. I've got to try and get to 10 minutes if I can. So firstly, I do remember when I was 19, I went to China on a big trip. We came back overland with my friend Greg on the Trans-Siberian Railway. It was great. And I had to have a lot of vaccines when I went there. I was going to the doctors for weeks beforehand, getting vaccines in both arms most of the time. And I remember once, I got a vaccine, I was kind of looking at the nurse or the doctor, and I felt something dribble down my arm, and I thought, oh, hope that's not the vaccine dribbling out. And I looked down and blood was just pulsing out of my arm and running down my arm to my wrist. And she said, oh, sorry, that's a bit of vein. And sort of patched me up and it was all right, I think. So that happened. The other memorable one, of course, is the BCG jab that aged about 14 or 15. Everyone had that. I don't know if they still do. I'm not really clear exactly what it was or what it was for. But I remember there was a really big build-up to it because a lot of my friends in older years had told me it was really painful. So I built it up in my mind quite a bit. And afterwards, once I'd had it, your arm was very sore for a week or so. But I properly milked it. I mean, I really did. I reckon for about 6 months, every time my brother even brushed against my arm, I'd go, my BCG, and grass him up to mum or dad, and he'd get told off and say how careful he has to be around my arm because of the BCG. I remember shouting BCG several times a week for months and months and months. Really milked it. It was great. And then when he finally had it, I suppose he was expecting it to be this massively painful thing, and it wasn't. And he couldn't believe what a fuss I'd made. I mean, partly it was me being a bit wimpy, I admit, but also partly it was quite fun getting that much attention. Okay, just approaching the vaccination centre now. Been walking for about 10 minutes or so, as expected. And it's probably about this time I should mention that I don't think I'm going to be allowed to film inside. So I realised that I promised something, i.e. showing you what it's like to get the COVID jab, which I'm not going to be able to deliver on. I think it's called a bait and switch, and I apologise for that. But what I am going to do, what I am going to do for you is that I'm going to secretly record the audio of the events, and then afterwards I'm going to reconstruct those events myself and put the two together, and hopefully we'll get a pretty accurate picture of what goes on when you get a COVID jab. Hopefully that'll work. See you on the other side. Yeah. Hi, yeah, good, thanks. How are you? Left.
This is slight scratch, yeah?
Okay. It's AstraZeneca.
AstraZeneca, that's
yeah.
correct. All done?
Brilliant, thank you.
You do have your card?
Thanks very much.
No problem.
Do I get a lollipop or anything? My son always gets one.
Oh dear.
No?
If I had some, I would definitely give it to
Oh,
you,
thanks.
But unfortunately, I don't.
Okay.
Sorry about
I
that.
thought I'd been really brave. Okay. Thanks very much.
Look after yourself.
Thank you. Bye-bye. There we go then. All vaccinated up, at least for the next 12 weeks or so. And it was pretty good, didn't hurt. The man said it would just be a scratch, and that's all it was. That was nice. It's very quick, very efficient, although there was a bit more waiting around for my name to be called than I let on in the reconstruction there. I thought that was a bit boring, so I kept that edited out. Overall, great. I will admit, at first, I was a bit disappointed. I was getting the AstraZeneca vaccine rather than the Moderna or the Pfizer, as they offer a bit more protection. And then I thought, Dan, some people have worked really hard to invent a vaccine inside a year of a new virus being found to sort of, help save the world. I should probably stop being so picky. So AstraZeneca, absolutely fine by me. So that's it. Feels absolutely great to be 45. Apart from the little bits of memory loss, slow decomposition of my body, loss of youth, creeping onset of old age and the dread that brings. Apart from that, it's all good. See you next time.